Good morning, grasshoppers. Hopefully the microphone is working. Hopefully the music's working. Webcam is working when I come off of the other computer. This is not always the case. I'm going to take out the other computer now. Now that I think about it, before I forget. Oh, shoots. I think I gave the other computer to my daughter. Finishing getting dressed this morning, for the most part. Thank you, Pegasus. Oh, good God, I have to play against you. All right, we're off and running. A few things to address this morning. What did I do with my... I did not bring my phone up to check. Did not bring my phone up to check my schedule for today. Let's check the calendar the old-fashioned way. I can't even check my... We're going to follow the example of Nepomniachtchi Giri. Well, that's fascinating. Of course, we have to play our own game. Cross our fingers that it's enough. And now for something completely irrelevant. Take care of our king first before I get caught up in the illusion. Chess. On my basement. Boom, boom, boom. My heart going boom, boom, boom. I can't really allow you a passed pawn, unfortunately. But I can allow you an isolated pawn. Artificially isolated pawn. I'm just going to cross my fingers. Check, 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 Sonora. He has me dead to rights. But can I play this way? We will find out. Let's keep you at bay here. What? You're not allowed to do that. What kind of a discovery do you have? Want to get to C3? You do have a discovery there, that's for sure, to get to C3. Mm-hmm. Hustling. That's all I can do. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Mm-hmm. Oh no! Just when I had a plan. Just when I had a plan. C'est la vie. Good game, Ron. Oh no! What happened there? Hold on 1 second. I need to find out what's going on. Alexi, what happened? Thank you, Rogan. Rogan Joe Sloan. Now I'm back in business. Rogan Joe Sloan in the house. I'm back, Lauren. Yes. Unfortunately, all of my current week's schedules are on hiatus to a certain extent, as I have a funeral on Saturday for one of our VIPs. I almost completely forgot at whatever moment when I mentioned that my niece, or that I had a death in the family the other day, or for whatever reason, I forgot that she was one of our regular subscribers. In any event, I did post it on my Instagram story. No, you're not finally free of childcare duties. For the day, you mean? I did post it on my Instagram story. Once the all-girls nationals was behind me, basically coaching-wise and other things. Nice. So I have to go downstairs and find my cup. I mean my phone. I really can't stand this board. I have to change this board. But my lead chess enhancement is wait, those are the pieces. I don't mind the pieces so much.
So now we're trapped in Fisher's mind.
Oh my gosh.
And if we get killed,
no wonder the pieces, the board wasn't there. I was always looking at pieces. Silly me. Thinker Teacher, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm FIDE trainer and National Master John MacArthur. I've been a FIDE trainer since 2016, where I took my class the week of. Thank you, Thinker Teacher. We need a shout out for Thinker Teacher. I can't believe that Rogan Joe Sloan made me a mod the other day, by the way. This is unbelievable, by the way, that he made me a mod. Honestly. It is the first time I have ever been a mod. This may be unbelievable to you, but Rogan Joe Sloan, let's give a shout out to Thinker Teacher. It is hard to play. And of course to Rogan Joe Sloan, who was here earlier, but most importantly to our friends. I am the trainer of at least one grandmaster, many national champions. I knew Fabiano Caruana, Hikaru Nakamura, and Robert Hess when they were not even teenagers, perhaps even less than 10, but I'm not counting. Definitely Fabiano under the age of 10. Good friend, all of them are good acquaintances. So what was the last one that I was going to put in here? My socials. Please follow me on the socials or follow the Discord if you get a chance. That's what I was looking for. Oh, it helps from typing in the window, doesn't it? And then you'll get notices of daily training announcements every day. You can also join, and please consider joining Master Chess Dojo 960, which is listed in the description of this particular tournament. Even though this is not an arena, this is a Swiss. How do I get you alone? Can I keep this up? First things first. Keep him honest on that area. Whoa! I didn't expect him to give up the ghost just like that. That's craziness. He literally gave up the ghost on the d4 square without attacking my queen. Bishop d2, anything. I expected anything other than the move that he played. And now for something completely irrational. Do I want to get rid of the bishop pair? Yeah, I don't want that knight coming anywhere near me. We have two free pawns. the knight pair, which is about worth the sandpaper that it's written on. Let's keep it up. For a mild discomforting feeling. He's allowing me to blockade. I expected bishop to b5 check to at least try to create some discomfort. I was probably considering a king f8 for just a moment there. So I just returned from Chicago with the all-girls national championships. Usually, and as usual, sponsored by Garry Kasparov's organization. He sponsors a lot of events. This is definitely effectively preventing me from playing what I wanted to play, but I want one of your two bishops. I'm going to give you the choice of completing the transaction here. All right, fair enough. My opponent chose the light squared bishop. I just have to continue. Yes, I gave a microscopic moment's attention to 93, but what would it gain me? Now, on the other hand, it could get me something. A discovery on the, let's double. A discovery on the c3 pawn, which can be defended. Let's see here. I can't spend too much time on this, unfortunately. Uh-oh. There's an e4 square in the near future calling my name. And a series of unfortunate events has occurred. How is your stream thinker teacher if he's still here? I'm not sure that he's still here, unfortunately.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Thank you for following Walking Death 1984. I love that name. That is amazingly cool, sir. I need an amazingly cool name like that one. This could leave a mark. Yes, this particular move could leave a mark. As much as I want to occupy the open file, let's take care of the beeswax. One at a time. Let's support our knight. Display some elementary tactics. Outpost our rook. Grab more space. Because this is a Swiss system. Interestingly enough, in a Swiss system, you're allowed one half-point buy, just as in the girls' nationals. My student was late. One of my students was late for the first round. They couldn't make the first round. This often happens in a 9-round Swiss. Let's take a 9-round Swiss over 5 days. The first of the rounds, like this 50th World Open that is coming up. So they give you one chance to start a little late. Notice you're not getting more than 1/2 point buy. So usually there's a limit. In the 4-rated games, which was a real working man's event, held at the Marshall Chess Club, every Thursday night they would play 4-rated games run under the auspices of the Chess Center of New York. I'm going to play... Wait a minute, what happened? Broken? He's going to give me time to get my phone. What? Redeemed hero request, A6 is black. Alright. The St. George, or the Tony Miles variation. So I would actually go in fact I had many students who would go in and they would get 2 half-point buys at the end of the tournament. So it's very rare to get a half-point buy in the last round. That's when you should never get a half-point buy. So in any event, the tournament would start at 7 o'clock. They would have 2 rounds, game 30, 5-second delay. And then the tournament would usually last until about 11:30 at night. But I could have students play in the tournament and request 2 half-point buys. And they would play the first 2 rounds and they'd go home on a school night, basically the last school night of the week, Thursday night. A6 is black, coming up. And one of my students actually beat 2 international masters and finished second with 2 half-point buys. The winner had 3.5 or 4 points, but she finished with 3 points. I'm sorry, Roken. What is the most important key feature of the play? Now, I did notice Rogan hosted the stream yesterday, by the way. And I was watching his play because I wasn't able to play at the same time. I was trying to get my act together, get dressed, and get to the girls that were playing in the All-Girls Nationals for coaching. But I was watching your play, and there were several things that I could mention that apply to all of us. If you're up for it. If anyone is up for hearing about it, that is. Doesn't have to be me. So the first thing that I noticed, and this happens a lot on streams, even in AKA Nemsko's stream. I know when she's having a bad night too, because players tend to only concentrate on 1 or 2 candidate moves, not more. That's the first thing. They only look at one move, and then they see another move that looks like it's better, and they play that move. This is the famous example that's given in Alexander Kotov's Think Like a Grandmaster, which is very out of print. But the psychology section is priceless. Think Like a Grandmaster. Not handy. It's in the cage, which is far over there on my bookshelf. For those of you who have not seen the complete dojo, my office looks a lot like this. See if I can find it. Is that really the right one? Yeah. So we have 2 bookcases to the left. These are all middle game strategy from ceiling to floor, for the most part. Here on this bookshelf, I have the World Chess Champions and Great Players by last name subject. Just on the other side of the whiteboard that you see here, there's another bookcase with endgames, tactical combinations, and at the bottom, fictional accounts and things like that. And then if we return to the main camera, where you can see that there are 2 bookcases behind me on those 2 walls. That's the opening selections, opening encyclopedias, opening surveys like Nunn Chess, and other things. So in Kotov's book, Think Like a Grandmaster, he talks about the candidate player's thought process, and someone will be looking at a move for a certain period of time, and then they'll see a move that's better, and they just play it without any analysis. Or they look at the move for a very long time, they can't remember why it doesn't work, they start analyzing another move, and they go back and they play the first move when they realize the second move doesn't work out. This is something that was happening in Rogan's stream yesterday. It seems to happen in Bullet most often. It's one of the reasons why Bullet sometimes creates bad habits, because you really only have time to look at 2 candidate moves if you're a less experienced player at the most. It's either this or that. But if you're playing in a rapid game or a very slow blitz game, such as 3-2, you can do a process looking for 3 or more candidate moves. That's very important. Don't even look for the best move. But don't even look for the best move. Try to not look for the best move. Look for all of just the good moves. This is hugely important, by the way, to look for just the good moves. And if you can just look for the good moves, is this really going to cause some problems here? If that knight goes to d5, he may be dominated. I think the only move is knight to f5. Well, that's a clever move by Aim Gopim. Not sure about the last part of his name being a violation of terms of service, though. So then there's the next thing. How do you choose your candidate moves, right? How do you choose your candidate moves? Remember, you're only looking for 3 good moves. That's it. And if you can find 3 good moves, hugely important that you find only 3 good moves. I would have gone with Queen c5, shallow orange. Queen c5 with counterplay on e3. I would not have worried about the destruction of my my pawn structure on the king side, because we can't hold those pawns anyway. You were worried about losing a pawn. Queen to c5 would target the e3 pawn. They couldn't take on h6. We're getting a little bit of counterplay though, but we don't want to lose the c4 pawn. Maybe we do. Push that pawn again. Looks like it's winning. And now you can change rooks. Challenge the rook. No, rooks belong behind past pawns. And you win. There's no stopping that pawn from queening with rook a8. We're looking at the game Jeff in Theory versus well, that was a very strange maneuver there. As a result, notice the piece coordination here, because this particular player, whoever is playing this game, is not really thinking ahead. You do need a certain amount of calculation. Now we're losing the bishop. This is resignable. And rook d5, and the king is not in the square of the pawn. So in any event, getting back to the start, looking for more than one candidate move will allow you to compare 3 or 4 moves to find what are good moves, what are better moves, and what are best moves. Because a certain amount of analysis will be given to a certain priority. But getting back to the candidate moves now, how do we choose candidate moves? We're going to have to choose by asking 3 questions, which are pretty basic and standard, which were mentioned by the head of the FIDE Trainer Commission, most recently in the Perpetual Chess podcast. If you go back to this interview, I think it's 108. My Perpetual podcast is 133. I share a podcast with Jan Timman talking about the World Championship. From Perpetual Chess Podcast number 103, 108, and 107, Tanya Sachdev and Yakov Agard talk about training methods and thinking methods. And he says that if you really want to get to the root of the quest of the... That's right, you have to learn to walk. You can't just start running. Exactly, you have to play slowly. So in any event, where are the weaknesses? For example, what is my opponent's idea? Not in any particular order, by the way. Where are the weaknesses? What is my opponent's big idea? I'm going to play the old Yugoslav Draken here. He's playing the modern system, where I get to play b5. Back home. Wow, he's got it. He's got it. Now I actually have to think about this for a moment. Did I do something wrong? I don't know. I feel like I have done something wrong. For some reason, I think I was supposed to play rook to e8 and pin the piece to e1. That was what I did wrong in this particular line. My opponent transposed moves, and I didn't get it. The Benoni, Walking Death, or the modern variation? Oh, this is you. Yeah, I blundered the move order. I was talking and playing at the same time, and this is a hazard for all streamers. There are several great chessable books on the Benoni. I think the most recent one that I purchased was a Benoni Lifetime Repertoire course. I can't remember who the author is, but needless to say, the line I am actually playing right now is complete shite. You should not be thinking this long over it. In fact, all right, I guess there are a few factors that are good about this. So what kind of compensation do I have for the exchange? Well, I have more active pieces. Now, even more active pieces. Do I threaten the cheesy threat? Do I live the cheesy life? Let's threaten the cheesy threat. Just because we can threaten the cheesy threat. Whoa, Dudovich. Cheesy threat prevails. And now the holes in the position could be considered astounding. I do want to reach a certain level of sophistication with this pass pawn that you're about to give me. Don't worry, I don't mind. You have to give a little to get a little. What? You would do that to me. Fine. You would do this to me. I blundered again. The outpost square I really wanted was on E4. Yeah. That's fascinating. Capture. I want to keep my bishop. I'm just being honest. I did only want to keep my bishop. You do get a rook to the 7th rank, though. That much is true. That much is true. That much is true. Can I save this at all? I cannot. I'm completely toasted, roasted, and smoked. Move my F-pawn. Good game, sir. Nicely done. Walking Death, 1984. So going back to the analysis board very quickly. So I just want to look at my player database to see what I've done before as black. Don't worry, we're going to reach this in any event. So I've played b5 6 times, won 3, lost 3. And 1 rook e8. Aim. Yeah, I have to play rook e8 on knight takes e4 when we get to it. So I faced bishop takes b5 4 times. Is that funny? My score is 50% down the line. He just made it 50%. And after knight takes e4, rook takes e4, queen a5 check, queen takes b5. No, this is wrong. We're going to go back to this one. Oh, so we've been in this position before. Ponomarev, Nakamura, Gashimov, rook to d8, queen e2, even Polgar against Karpov. So that's not the story, huh? I really am worried about queen to e7. Bishop f8. Bishop to b7. It claims that I have to play bishop to b7, but I am seriously concerned about queen e7. And it tells me I need not be concerned about queen e7 because I simply have everything covered. Yep, fair enough. All right, let's go back to our tournament. We missed our sound effects, our ticker tape parade. Congratulations, Walking Death, 1984. It's great to have you, sir. Thank you for coming. 6 out of 6. You're in beast mode. Now I do unfortunately have classes today, and I do have to run. I don't have the car. This means that I'm walking to the subway. If Rogan is streaming, I want to get back to the fact that and we're going to give Thinker Teacher a shout out. Please give me a follow. Please connect on my Twitter at the very least for socials. That is where I post most of it. I also do stream analysis and game coverage in the Discord, studies, routine, and often I will do studies. And we are going to raid our good friend, or are we? I'm going to raid somebody new. I don't know. Another Kiwi or Australian, depending on how you look at it. Thought I might irk Rogue and Joe Sloan there. Please check out Perpetual Chess Podcast number 108 for Yakov Agard's discussion on decision making. There are not too many Kiwis, that's true. We're going to go to NSAs. We're going to see what we can do here. In any event, I must run. Thank you all for being here. Cheers, love. Cheers, Lauren. Rogan, Pegasus, less than 5 million of us. I think you have more of you than there are Norwegians, so there's no excuse for you not having like the top rated player in the world. Cheers, everyone.